I need to put faction and I only have 30 seconds, so I think Chaos Visions is what I thought looked cool here. What other options are there? We could sandwich something, see opposite dwarves are kind of cool. I just do Chaos Editions. I think I might channel that echoing sound annoyingly so that I can get one. So as long as this is still working with live, should be ready to actually fill this game. So we have Xivok again. I don't know how to pronounce this. I think it's Russian, but it's wrong player. LAPD is pretty good too. I kind of agree. Alchemists are good. Are they the best? Unclear to me. Essentially a strong faction here. I think dwarves are also pretty good Chaos Magicians. Let's see. Chaos Magicians probably go for the spade. Unless they're starting somewhere where they can't use the spade. Okay, so Chaos Magicians have a pretty awkward thing that they go D2, but then if they lose E3, that's very, very bad, so I think they have to start E3. Which means they're probably not counting out of it because they need D2, but I think dwarves can start D1 and F2 here without much risk. Should switch it for the stream info. We're waiting for people to. It's my turn. I agree. Alchemists. Halflings also solid, but I also want the Alchemists here. Because this time, I know last time it was Alchemist, and it was Double Alchemist. I like the idea. I want to try Dwelling Rush Alchemists. Four. Did it what? Did I change the title of the stream? So I want to start E7 because Halflings going E6 is pretty solid. Although Halflings could also try something like H7. I don't think we go with I5 as Alchemists. That's more of a Darklings placement. Which means I think Halflings are going to get I6, I5, I4. Which is nice for them. Dwarves can start H5, but they also might want to be going both of these two to block. Nice use of Teneo Moldy. Wonderful. You got one of the strings live. That's nice. Okay, I think look at this. They're not worth that much now. I wonder if anyone's actually going to get these water rewards, because alchemists can send a priest, but if they want to dwelling rush, they're not going to have very many spare priests. Chaos Edition's good water too. I'm thinking Chaos Editions might be going with a big building now over the spade, because I think they have to start E3. Unless Dwarves are very kind to him with starting positions. So Alchemists probably end up on Priest or Tempship. Probably Tempship actually. Which means Halflings might get the spade. If that works, that's really good for Halflings. Means Dwarves are probably on the Priest, but then there's a risk of Dwarves switches that you might end up with Tempship or Cockcoins, neither of which are very useful. Cockcoins, if you get a Priest Earth, you can get 2 digs, cold digs. That's probably the best option, even though I think actually the power digs aren't under threat, so I wouldn't really want to be spending my power on a priest when I could likely get the double dig action here. So maybe as dwarves we're setting a priest to fire. No, we're using the cult bump on water. But then the issue is that that'll be a pretty long round, so I don't think we're actually going to get this priest spot on water after setting a priest there. Hello, Nafka. Yes, wonderful. Also got the stream live, so it's good that we've got some people here that can see it live. I think it's a pretty interesting setup. I sort of want to play Alchemists. I think Halflings. I always stream at Europe friendly time. It's like I think this is mostly when I stream. Although sometimes I do it a bit later, I guess. I'm jumping to walls, honestly, because I think they get the double dig round 1 here. I do want to see the Alchemist Dwelling Rush, even though I can see arguments for why it wouldn't be correct. Yeah, that's fair. It's a Friday in Europe, so people will be more free. I am free most days at the moment, so but I haven't got around to playing too much Terra Mystica. Hopefully, can get to Silver today, even though that would probably require a win, and I don't think Sivok and I feel like there was some other way to pronounce this other than Kipnu, but I don't remember it. Is going to be a free win at all, so we'll see. I think all of these factions are pretty strong. Chaos Magicians look very awkward. There's no shipping tile, which I guess is rough for Alchemists as well. It's Dig Ground 4, which the other 3 I think are all actually pretty happy about. Dwarves can definitely use that. I mean, Chaos Magicians can hit Dig Ground 4 as well, but it's a lot more awkward for them. I guess one thing going for Chaos Editions is that the cults are pretty open, but they're gonna need a town to actually contest the cults. I'm not sure they're even getting one town this game, because they're probably having to start here, which means they're losing this hex and this town. This is like a well, I guess they don't have any color neighbors that come out to these islands, right? Because dwarves are only going to be in this area. So they can maybe make something out of this island, but it looks pretty rough for Chaos Editions. Everyone seems to be a bit unsure as to what the specific VPs are. No one's like locked onto their specific faction. Everyone's jumping around quite a lot. I think Alchemists are really fun here. Halflings are probably realistically the best because I think there's a decent chance of. See, I don't actually think Chaos Editions want the spade bonus because unless dwarves are really nice to them, I think they have to start E3 because they're not going to get any neighbors if they start here. This is obviously just a death sentence. This doesn't really do anything at all. These two are also just a. Well, actually, B4, because dwarves probably. Yeah, B4 might work. Okay. I don't think you have alchemists on B3, so you just have probably halflings. Even though I'm not sure I would even place here as halflings. Because I think the way that it's going to work is halflings going to place maybe I6, and then alchemists are going to place 2, neither of which are on this hex, because they're not connecting to this hex if halflings go here. And then halflings are going to think that there's no neighbors over there. Although they probably still. Yeah, no, halflings should still go there. Okay, so you will have a neighbor, but you won't necessarily get a lot of leech. Okay, so now cast editions can take the spade bonus. Does that mean probably makes halflings a little less strong? Although they're still going to be good. Because I think alchemists is staying on the priest. Halflings can pick big building cult coins, and then wolves take the other one. So it's probably cult coins, because then with Earth 2, you get a cult spade, which means dwarves are getting big building, which should be pretty strong for them. Okay. And another piece of pretty good news for the Chaos Magicians is. Okay, so I think I need to place here and here. Which means Chaos Magicians should be good to go B4. I'm pretty scared of halflings because they probably now miss the spade tile. They might go for the double dig, although I guess I can pivot to priest action and double temple and get 2 cold spades. Yep, 7 goes I was expecting. So Halflings probably gonna go I6. Wonder how many CMs we'll see getting Pokeballed. I don't think it's gonna happen this game. It seems quite possible to happen on this map. I was spectating another game where CM started on H4 and then they managed to get out G5, F2 with Witches on G3, which had dug G4 really early. And it looked like Witches were going to cut them on F2, but they didn't. And there were also Swarblings on G6, so which had dug both of these. And B4 seems like a slightly less commonly cut place. Because you can sort of see the placements and know that, like, if brown's on D3 or A6, you can't start here because they might beat you to B6. And I guess there's also the potential B5 pressure that most people should know about the B5 pressure. Because it's not like see them that get Pokeball, they don't on Fire and Ice. It's not normally Brown's acting before them and Brown digs the hex and then they're screwed. It's like they know that Brown's going to dig the hex. They have another plan for the way out, and then that secondary plan gets shut down. So I think in this map it's going to be they know they're going to get B5, but is someone going to take B6? And it might be like a more of a surprising person to take B6. Like I don't think green should take it. I mean, grey would obviously be on B5 before B6. And black is no. Okay, so it's only really brown that could take B6. I suppose Chaos Magicians could. It's not really a Pokeball, but it does mean they're kind of screwed if they go D2 and then Temp Ship. Actually, so I'm acting first. So if they go D2 and Temp Ship, I would need the single spade power action. And I can't get it because Temp Ship's the only power type. Okay, actually, this looks pretty solid. Okay, no, 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 you can't do this. You can't do this at all. Okay, well, actually, they're still fine. Because they can double this if I take E3. So they can double dig C6, and then they can get B5, B4, maybe, and then ship to E4. However, they still have a pretty big town problem, because Halflings are clearly going to take this guy. Oh, and Halfling's got the spade anyway. Okay. I think Sivok's opening with the Dwelling Rush, so I kind of don't want to upgrade next to him, because I don't think he's going to return the leech. Halflings are either gonna go for a priest action or maybe not take a power action, or they're gonna single dig C3 to secure it. Hopefully they go for C3. I think that's the best case scenario. See, I like the temp ship over priest line here because if you think about it, what happens is he's gonna get two ship and he's gonna do basically all his ship. Once he does all this, he has no reason to really have more shipping because all these blacks are blocked. So it's fine for him to be on one shipping for the rest of the game. There's no ship scoring tile, so the second permanent shipping doesn't really do much for him, I think, is my logic. Oh, I completely missed it. I could have taken the priest. I think whole coins are still fine compared to priest. But I definitely should have at least considered that. Okay, I'm actually pretty happy with whole coins. But, so temp ship over priest gets him 3 power right away. Well, I think he gets 3 power right away, and the second shipping is really not doing very much for him at all until very late in the game. That's my argument here. I got on a dog and taken Earth 1, and then used the Cold Step to get 4 on Earth. How awful is that? Earth 1 dwarves? It's probably pretty bad. Actually, maybe Chaos Oceans are thinking about double digging E2. That further delays them getting to E3, but it does mean they actually do get a town. And it is really, really annoying to me. Oh, fuck, okay. He's not building. What are you doing? I I will hard dig this, I think. No, I think it's better for me to just hunt. But also now it means, like, if I'm tunneling here instead of digging, suddenly this is only a dig and a tunnel away. And it gets me a free grey hex. I don't think 2 temples is very good. But I would like to force CMs to build here. Because if they open Sanctuary, that's obviously going to end awfully. So what might we go temple instead of the full dwelling rush? That is very sad. Okay, I can just dig this. What are these chaos editions doing? If they can be built as a sanctuary, what I'm doing is I'm just passing. No, so if he builds his temple, I'm gonna use my cult step up Earth. And then if he builds a sanctuary, I just pass, and I double dig these two hexes and cult speed somewhere random. And if he quits the game, oh well. If he builds a dwelling like he should, I'm gonna cult spade this guy, double dig this. I shouldn't have taken workers. It's still tempting to try for this water priest. No, I can just go water 2 or something like that. Oh yeah, I'm doing leech from Xivo. I still needed that 2 power from going to take the double dig with Chaos Edition's leech. So they've lost E3 for basically no reason. Um, I think I'm taking C6 off them too. So basically, I think my game's pretty terrible, but Chaos Edition's game is going to be worse, and this guy's going to press the quit game button, so we're going to get out of it. It's fine, right? Surely this is what's going to happen. Okay, he is seeing some sense in knowing that he needs to build the dwelling. That's pretty good. Still completely stuck. Okay, actually, there's no threat on the double dig. So I can tunnel here. Yeah, Chaos Editions can't reach this. Can't double dig. Halflings can't get the power to double dig. Zevok could pass and give Chaos Editions tempship, but that would be very stupid because then he'd miss 2 dwellings. Halflings are going to go for this water cult rewards, I believe. Chaos Magicians can at least pass on to the spade, but it's not like they can actually use it at all. Do I want dwelling scoring or trading post scoring? I think I want dwelling scoring. Although big building is tempting. No, I think I want one. I think I need. I have to. Yeah, I. I can see the arguments for the other ones, but I want points and coins. I feel like a lot of people are just in the school of thought of just get as many workers as physically possible as dwarves, I think. I prefer having a balanced economy, personally. We can leave this red, because Chaos Magicians are not getting close to it. Chaos Magicians are shipping, but I am taking the Hex either way. But they got to F1. They have that. Did he take? To standard. See what gets his stronghold out. Okay, so Nafka, back to the temp ship over priest argument. Given that he is not using his two ship, given that he didn't use his two ship, uh, last round to build B8, I'm back to priest was a better choice. If he had built B8, if he'd done a dwelling rush instead of the 10 ball, I would have preferred temp ship. Actually, I think I'm happy with the coal coins. Coins are good. Granted, I did think I'd be getting a little bit more utility out of the cold step than 2 power, but this is fine. A priest would have maybe gone to water. I'd be feeling coin short this round. I wasn't on coins. But it's not the greatest game of all time, but I think it's. None of these games look amazing either. Halfling's gonna make a lot of dig points, but they don't. Xevo hasn't gotten much leech. I did do somewhat intentionally. I think I would like struggle. Xevox also got these water orbs. Okay, so that's interesting. I thought that they might actually not be taken by anyone because they're quite awkward to get, but everyone's found a way to, or 2 people have found a way to get. Obviously, if they pay off well, I was just like, do what's connect here, so I'm gonna go to C6 B5 B4, which has the added upside of murdering Chaos Magicians more, because I don't like them, because they dug my hits and took my double dig round 1. Although I think my first move is Priest to Earth. Priest to Earth and a bridge to F1. That would have been a great opening. No, they would have lost E3, but they would have had a solid start at least. Oh, they take my priest to Earth. What the hell? They're supposed to. I thought. Oh wait, no. Era's later than that. Yeah, that's fair. Guess I go priest to here then. Although, do I want to have my digs up? Okay, we're not gonna use priest. We're just gonna think about that later. Which you can do with most things in Tourist, right? All the priest spots are gonna stick around. I don't always see dwarves connect this way. Because normally they, if they're getting E3 and B4, they've just gone D2, I suppose, is why. Maybe yellow is in the game. These people want their priest cults. Yeah, the corals kind of suck to me. I'd like workers. Um, I guess I can look at getting coins action. No one else takes it. And then it would just be dwelling pass onto big building for dig advances. And hope Water 1 sticks around. Ah, yeah, I see. Yeah, this is a cool Halflings connection. Although I could block it. And Chaos Magicians also might block it if they want to build Wellings this game. Given that they have 4 structures, and I don't see how. Oh, G4. Yeah, G4 does shift to C4, I see. They missed G4 can shift to C4. And it can shift to G2. Coins. Coins. As long as they ended up with pretty good cult presence. I guess it was always going to be pretty solid. Although they have 0 coins. Wait. And yeah, they're going to have some coin problems, but this is pretty dire, their coins. They could get the dig form or dwelling, but maybe the workers is. Yeah, workers is better. Or actually, could just get coins actually next round, potentially. Yeah, I want that, I think. Unless Ames pass for it. Oh, wait, they're going to take my big building too. Okay, so I want dwellings. Which I'll need to make sure. Which I might not have a shot at because Sevok could get it. Oh. Even trading post is better than these options though, so I will take one more action. Okay, he took an action. Sevok is probably passing. He could take it. Oh, he could take the workers, which would be my other option. Yeah, that's awkward. Well, I could take the priest. CM is floating 5 power income. I don't think CM cares about this game anymore, to be honest. Hopefully Halflings pass, I think Sivok builds his dwelling. Because I don't want to be stuck on. Trading post scoring is 4 points. Which we probably would have preferred cold coins over. But okay, but two coins and 8 points. Definitely more. Yeah, okay. Seems game isn't that terrible, but well, actually, how are they getting dwellings? How are they ever expanding? They need 3 ship and a double dig on D3. Okay, that's not that impossible. But they definitely should have bridged in round 3 for Tukey, I agree. In some good news, we have way more digs in the dig round than the halflings, which are supposed to be the digs in the dig round faction. It's fun. Okay, way more is definitely not quite true. They have, like, 2 less than us. And they're gonna get more points from those digs because they're halflings. At least it can feel cool. And hopefully, if we burn through the digs fast enough, we can get the TP scoring pass for coins action. So maybe I want to dig like a triple dig hex or something. Okay, we forced Xerox to hard dig to secure his town. Nice. Do like making Xerox life awkward. Also might need to take Water 1 this round. Because that's pretty important. Well, Chaos Magicians are also upgrading their digging. Maybe we'll see the digging CM. I think that, no, well, they can't G3 to I3 because Halflings are there, and Halflings want one of those hexes. Like, I don't think Halflings want to go G2, ship G2. They'd rather just dig. Well, no, they're gonna beat me to the pass. But they don't want TP scoring, they want temp ship, so they can force ship their way out. Maybe I want this to be the Yeah, maybe there's a. Is there 3 towns left? I think both me and Halflings dug like the same amount and they get way more points because they're special Halflings. And I can't really use the stronghold that much because I don't know. This probably is not the most ideal game, but I don't know. I didn't really feel like trying to win super hard today. I just wanted to do fun dwarf things. Well, actually, no, I wanted to do fun alchemist things, but winning is for later in the season. Oh my god, I'm really doing Halflings 2d10. Alright, Halflings are gonna win, I think. Okay, why is it better to go for 2 towns? I think with just digging in this area, it's pretty likely that I can just make 2 towns and greed points. But I think with the way I'm grading points, I want 3 towns. Okay, actually, people have coins. I probably can't go coins action. I'm assuming CMs aren't going coins action, but I don't know. Yeah, I can just. I'll just. You know you're a Water One hater, but look at this. Look at how beautiful these points are. It's a trading post round. I'm on the trading post tile because it was free. I go for 2 towns and there's no cult workers. Like, and there's cult coins. So my economy, it like balances itself. I don't need to like focus on Water One to score my on like getting coins to score my trading posts. My trading posts, I just have coins, and if if you look at this, even if we have coins, a trading post, if we go stronghold and then dig, that's 4 points for 2 workers. This is 8 points for 2 workers. Um, in fact, I might be so much of a not Water One hater that I take it right now because I think I'm gonna lose it because these guys are chumps and these guys have economies. I think half of them good. And so we get like 105 before the towns come in. That can't be that bad, right? Okay, yeah, no, I agree. It's pretty close. But like, if we count a TP, we lose one worker, so we lose like 2 points. Let's say. Oh, yeah, workers exact is 2 points. But we get 2 coins, which I agree they're not worth that much because dwarves, and we get like 1.5 power or something, which per TP. So if we match all these together, we get a 2 point worker. Um, Even if the trading post loses 2 points, there's still 6 point trading posts. So it's like I see the merit to 2 town dig bombing, but also the other town, like most of my digs are coming in the dig route. I only need one more dig to get my 3 towns. So the expenses aren't that much because although I do need to take a fire two probably. Well, I think I just want to take a fire two at this point. So like yeah, there are drawbacks, but also halflings. Maybe I should. Maybe halflings couldn't afford to go for water one because they need 3 shipping. So now I see him with temp ship probably would have gotten B2 and B3. This is these two hexes. Oh, also Seams are not using their temp ship. I don't know what Seams are doing. Like it looks like they're giving up, but then they're like taking actions. I don't think they've completely given up. Like they can't decide whether they just want to insta pass or actually play the game. Oh, they don't take for one. Why are we having halflings for one? Halflings don't need any more help. So and see what got workers, I guess. Wait. And these guys are actually intention someone. Oh no, chaos magicians to a priest. Why? They still have the priest. I'm not really sure what we're doing with this chaos magicians game. We are thinking for a very long time, which I'm not so happy about. Because I'd kind of just like to autopilot this game. Because it's fun dwarf things. he's thinking for 3. Fine. Do you think it was round 6 and he could just, like, leave when he passed? Yeah, C6, E3. This is quite the story. Chaos Editions decided to go D2 and then double dig this. So in the auction we were like, Chaos Editions are starting B4 because they can get out this way. And then we saw that there was only one power tile, so they're actually pretty safe to go D2 and temp ship. Because I'm not going to dig E3 first move. But then instead of temp ship, they had this idea that they were gonna open. They took big building like they were gonna open sanctuary, but then they stole my double dig on E2 to attack me, and then yeah. So I decided that they're not gonna get E3 after doing that, and also because E3 was a really good hex for me because I could connect this way. Once it was very clear I was not connecting that way. Because obviously they're going to beat me to this stuff. And I thought connection was still worth it because I dug E3. I'm almost certainly gonna, yeah, I'm gonna beat their network. And at the time, it looked like Halflings weren't connecting, but Halflings network looks not that bad. Even though Chaos Visions might be about to quit the game, so we might never be able to know. So that would be sad. I was kind of jokingly hoping Chaos Magicians would quit in like round 2, but I actually really don't want them to quit. I think I'm probably second or third here, so it's not like I'm gonna lose anything, but it would just be a bit sad. I mean, I'm not gonna skip him. I don't think these two are gonna kick, but there's also a good chance that they're just not coming back. I think Nafkar's right that they had some lines to survive, so they could have gone Bridge here for the Tukey Town. Instead, Halflings got the Tukey Town, which was just amazing for Halflings. Halflings have got so much. So they got the Tukey Town, they got um okay, I guess I got more leech, because Halflings would have got a lot of leech off B4. They got the Tukey Town, they got Water 1. Chaos Magicians should have taken their Water 1. Um, not really anything else. It's not like Halflings have got so many big breaks, but both the Tukey Town and pretty pretty big breaks to be fair. Zevok, I think I've denied him leech quite well, but Alchemists were always going to be quite low leech. I think. See, I was going for the Dwelling Rush on Alchemist, and Zevok went for Earth 1, which I sort of understand, but in a Dig Round 4 game where you're not getting much leech, I really would have wanted to see the Dwelling Rush. And I think it might have been a bit better, because it just sets up the economy so well. Whereas Earth 1 was also pretty good, and he ended up with a pretty similar line, given that he could dig C8, because the idea was that you just stay on one shipping for the whole game, because you've done your 2 shipping with temp ship in round 1. And there's no ship scoring, so there's not a great reason to have multiple shipping, and you can just get the 2 shipping eventually in the later rounds because you don't care about coins. Yeah, I'm not sure about how great alchemists are. Like another stream game that I did, I think I got second place with alchemists, but it was close. Although that was the really ugly one where Fakirs flew to I6 when I was on I5, and then they lost C4 B3 to me because I was here and they didn't have any spades, so they took this. or they had one space, and they took this instead of securing their town. But yeah, it feels like you often only really have one or even no towns with neighbors. Like both towning is rough, but finding neighbors for towns is especially rough. Although I guess cutting CMs off because CMs are going to be pretty good neighbors with alchemists. I think halflings and dwarves, most of the time are going to stick to these islands. Halflings can be in the outer islands, I think, but it's not very good for them to be in the outer islands when alchemists are taking all the blacks. So Chaos Magicians were really the only one that was ever getting to the outer islands here. Yeah, I don't. I mean, Nafgar's tier list had them in S tier. What was the other faction in his tier list? I'll bring a tab over to my second streaming window. No, it's not an arena. Yeah, well, don't shop. Yeah, I agree. I think we did come to the conclusion that CM probably should have been giving out Elks neighbors. I'm not sure whether. Nifgar, what channel did you post your playlist? Not playlist, tier list in for Archipelago? Oh, wait, no, he did a move. He did a move. Oh, there we go. There we go. So we can pull up this tier list if we want to have further discussions, but I can actually make moves now, so. Yeah, so I want to see engineers on this map a bit more. I do agree yellow is strong and orange are weak. I don't know if Vic is all the way in A tier. And I'm also not sure about Brown. I've not really played Brown very much. I'm gonna miss a path tile, which I probably could have gotten onto if I was focusing a bit more on it. Although both these two have quite long round potential, so maybe not. But it did feel possible. I kind of didn't really focus on thinking about it. I might just hit a priest. Passing on to the priest is fine. Don't like a million power. Actually, I might make it work. No points. Don't hate the chances of beating Xivok here. Halflings definitely just have too much confidence. Yeah, I agree. You probably need to start quite expansive. Let's see. I remember one Engineers game that I streamed for this season where they're only from 5 map, maybe. Yeah, I agree. They have good bridge bots. Okay, so from 5 map we have one Engineers game from the American League, which was a 4th place. So, not great. Leech is very good. And engineers care a lot about Leech. I feel like it's hard to get 15, 16, well, even 14 structures sometimes feels pretty tough as NGs here. Yeah, I do think NG is a good tool. I do love tall NGs, and I think they are going to be strong on this map. I just think that tall NGs isn't really A tier NGs. NGs are rated S tier on base. Is this IRX tier list? Ooh, Halfling's got 2 ship ability. Okay, they definitely need fighting connection. Chaos Magicians are probably going to steal my workers action because they can. Yeah, that's fair, that's fair. They're just insane. Well, I'd rather not give Halflings Leech if possible, because then they can buy coins. But on the other hand, I think I'm losing to halflings either way, and I want to make sure I get the workers' action. Oh, they decline the leech. Wow. But they could buy the coins action with the leech. Why don't they want the coins action? Okay, Dwarf Hamster, maybe I was a bit too trigger happy on the TPs. I think the mistake might have been the Priest Fire. Probably get. Do I get a dwelling out? That's quite good with my Priest. Because it's basically one priest to a worker to prevent two priests becoming workers. Oh, Sivok is that an aggressive move? No, it's actually just one of his few cheap dig spots remaining. Interesting. I think it's sort of annoying to do the math on dwarves. So what would you have done? You would have gone. You would have built a stronghold in this round, and you would have just dug with your workers and made two towns. I guess 6 network points was guaranteed, so the network doesn't change because I don't think getting points for Halflings or Alchemists. Yes, simple pinballs. I see the line. And how many dig bombs are we getting? Because no. What? If we say we had 16 workers, that's 32 points. Even though I should have turned one priest into two workers round 5 instead of having to turn two priests into two workers this round. I don't know, level 150s. I think we're beating Zevok. I don't think we're beating Halflings. Let's see, I think Halflings are getting it to 15 network. So Xivok only has 6, and then he passes for 8 is 14. But he's only at 111. Plus 14 is 125. There's no way he is that much on me on Colts. So maybe taking E3 kind of secured me second. I agree, it is a bit sad that Seam stopped playing. But yeah, it's one of those. It's a position. Yeah, they would probably. It probably would have been the better one, I think. Yeah, thanks for showing up. It's nice that lots of people were active in the chat for the stream this game. That's always fun. And it was a pretty interesting Dwarves game, just with the weird pre-town digging things. I don't know, I'll have a little look here at these statistics. So I got the most off the track, but not a lot from favors. Pretty good with bonus cards, obviously got off towns. But then really not much compared to Halflings off these two. You only tunneled twice this game? That's pretty interesting. Ice Break from Fire and Ice, where you get like all the only really tunneling points. I might as well end the stream here, but it was a pretty fun game. Thanks for showing up, everyone.